We're actually early for once. We're like 4 minutes super early. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Anime Church, best damn church on the internet. I've
Yeah.
just given up. I've just given up remembering whatever the hell I said last week, and we're
Just
just
come
gonna
up
be
with a new one
yeah,
every time. It's
new
fine.
slogan every week because my memory is shit. Best damn church on the internet, and you know why? Because we have cookies for communion and milk, and if you're lactose intolerant, we've got the kind of milk you can have. Yeah, that's as good as we're gonna do, my guy. We have a lot to talk about today. We have a lot that we're going to go over and talk about, especially in the gaming sphere. God, do we have a lot of shit to talk about in the realm of Nintendo. Holy crap. But yeah, first off, hi, I'm Richie Roberts. I'm the one that looks like Rimuru, and I am your Minister of Science and Technology.
Hello, I'm Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Archaeology. Praise Arceus.
We are missing Fenris. He is under the weather. He went to a con this weekend and he caught the crud. So he's recovering from that. But he got to meet some cool people, and that's the important part.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, we're going to be talking about we're going to just jump right into it. We're going to dive into the news. So here we go. So, yeah, if you guys didn't see, at the beginning of this week, Deadpool and Wolverine released a thank you trailer for all the people that came and watched it and made it the success that it is. So the biggest R-rated movie of all time. And yeah, it's just really fun. It's done in the exact way that you would expect any kind of trailer related to Deadpool would be. But yeah, you could tell there's a lot of passion, a lot of love that went into obviously this film. But yeah, just like a huge thank you to the fans. And I was one of those fans. I just got to say, nice.
Yes.
Nice. All right. So right now there are 35,000 likes. Guys, we need to bump that up to 69,000 likes. Guys, you know, keep the niceness around. We have to play nice. Get it to 69K.
Why stop there? 69,669.
There you go. All right, so moving on to the second thing. So a new Star Wars trilogy is in development. So we're talking about like not 7, 8, 9. We're talking about 10, 11, and 12. And the writer would be Simon Kinberg. I don't remember specifically why that was important. I know I was watching a movie review show and they were telling me why. But yeah, the Skywalker saga had begun. George Lucas's 1977 film. Blah 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 blah. Okay, get to the actual. Previously worked with Lucasfilm in co-creation with Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck on the Emmy-nominated series Star Wars Rebels. So he worked on Star Wars Rebels. He was also a consultant on The Force Awakens. Oh, dude, that does not help him. But honestly, Force Awakens was the best one out of the franchise, if I'm going to be honest. Everybody's like, oh, it's just a clone of Episode 4. I was like, yeah, but Episode 4 was good. So, yeah. He has also been heavily involved in other franchises as a writer and or producer. That includes a decade spent on X-Men films and the Logan spinoff film that starred Hugh Jackman and was directed by Mangold. Nice. So, yeah, here's the thing. I'll believe it when I see it because we've had so many Star Wars announcements that like 5 minutes later got canceled. So, like, the amount of times that I've heard we're getting this for in Star Wars, and I'm like, okay, cool. I get excited. Pardon me. I get excited about it, and then it gets canceled. I'm like, what the fuck? Because the director of the Wonder Woman's movies, she was supposed to do. I think Patty Jenkins is her name. She was gonna do like a Rogue Squadron film, and that got canceled. Taika Waititi's project got canceled. Like, Kevin Feige had a plan for a Star Wars movie that got canceled. It was like, what the hell? So I'm not gonna hold my breath on this. Like Lucasfilm, you've just let me down too much, and I'm kind of like not gonna believe anything that you say.
Honestly, it's less Lucasfilm's fault and more Disney's fault.
No, this one's primarily Lucasfilm. They are the ones that make the choices. Like that's the thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, Disney owns Marvel and Lucasfilm," and I'm like, "Yeah, but they're still their own companies. They run their own. They run their own stuff. They make their own decisions." Yes, Disney has a say. Disney does have a say, but most of the stuff that gets canceled over there is bad mismanagement by Lucasfilm. This is not 100% on Disney. Though to be fair, I know a lot of projects got canceled when Iger came in and he was like, "Hey, we got to right this ship." So a lot of projects that are coming up, we're not going to do them. Like I understand that happened, but this shit was going on before Iger came back. Like so this is not a
Disney's the reason why episode 12 was what it was. They had much better ideas for it.
Episode 12.
Yeah.
9. Episode 9. We don't.
I can't
10,
count,
11,
but
and
yeah,
12 have
9.
not happened yet.
I meant I meant 9. Either way.
I mean, yes and no. A lot of that was Lucasfilm choices, and the reason episode 8 went the way it did, and why it divided the fan base is because, well, the director sat down and talked with Mark Hamill, and Mark was trying to go, "Hey, Luke would never do this. This is the character," and the director was like, "Nah, I want to tell my story." And I get that, but like, if your story is completely changing how a character would be, then your story is not that important.
Oh yeah.
Like, anyhow,
The question there was that Abrams or the writer?
that was the writer.
Okay.
He did episode 7, not 8 and 9.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he was still involved with that trilogy, just only at the very beginning. Like the first one was good. We got Harrison Ford as Han Solo. The thing is, and Mark talks about this, he said that the saddest thing about the new trilogy is that at the end of the first one, they kill off Han Solo. So he never gets to do a scene with Harrison.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. I don't know how to feel about Star Wars news anymore because I'm like, okay, you say it's going to happen and then it gets canceled. All right. You want some fun? I mean, we're nearing Christmas time, and you know what's a good holiday film? Home Alone. Pretty good holiday film. And
nothing about Home Alone except Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, but speaking of Home Alone, main star Macaulay Culkin is now joining Fallout. And if you want to talk about tragedies where you have to survive, Fallout and Home Alone have that in spades.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to do with this transition. I'm just like, all right, I'm here.
It was a very bad transition.
Fuck you. It was an okay transition that I ruined.
No.
It was an okay transition that I ruined.
God.
Yeah, all right. Anyway.
There's so many different directions you could have taken that.
I could have.
Just
yeah.
like, hey, you like building stuff, right? You like making traps. You like making things like that. You remember how you could do that in Fallout? Well, they're bringing Macaulay Culkin on to do the exact same thing in the TV series. Done.
My dude, that didn't bridge Home Alone to Fallout. You just said, you know how they do that in Fallout? You know how he did that in Home Alone? Well, they're gonna bring him over to do that kind of craziness over in the Fallout series for season 2.
Okay, I was one sentence off, but whatever.
See, we can both nitpick. Just say they fell into Fallout. I mean.
Yep.
The sad thing is that Marv isn't going to be in this one.
And I'm pretty sure, isn't he also going to be a ghoul?
I have no idea.
Like, all I can imagine is just like an edit of Macaulay Culkin, like, I don't know, poking his head up out of the sand.
Why does everybody assume that he's going to be a ghoul? Where did that
I don't know.
from?
I heard that from someone.
Yeah, somebody
It's like,
asked
yeah,
if
he's
he was
gonna
going to
be
be a
playing a ghoul,
ghoul,
and
and I'm like, from
what?
everything I've seen, he's going to be a crazy scientist. He's going to be like
That could
a
still be a
crazy mad
ghoul.
scientist. Anyway, no, ghouls don't have skin, my dude. Or like,
Okay, where
they
in
look.
Crazy Mad Scientist is skin involved?
My guy, I don't know specifically. I just no
I
mention of
don't
ghouls
either.
so far. Just, all right, so a major casting update has just been revealed for the second season of Fallout on Prime Video. Former child star Macaulay Culkin, known in part for starring in 2 Home Alone movies, has officially boarded the video game adaptation. Per Deadline, Culkin will appear in a recurring role in Fallout Season 2. Reportedly, the actor will play a crazy genius type character, but no additional details have been revealed about his role. So this whole ghoul thing is just a rumor.
Okay.
All right. So, no, I'm not just telling you. I'm telling everybody else. Like, please, this is the second time I've heard it. Please stop spreading the rumor that he's going to be a ghoul. None of that has been
I didn't
confirmed.
say he was. I was asking, is he?
I know, but like this is I've had it told to me, and I'm like, that's not in the official stuff because I read the official stuff. Anyway, the casting reunites Culkin with Amazon after he recently did voiceover work for the animated series The Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy. Okay, that's a thing.
But also, like, yeah, he was in the 2 Home Alones, but let's not also forget he was in My Uncle Buck, My Girl, Richie Rich, The Page Master. He's had a lot more than just the Home Alone series.
Yeah. And as an adult, he appeared in films like The Wrong Ferrari and Changeland, along with joining his sibling as part of the voice cast for the Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy. By the way, hugely underrated actor, his sibling. His So if you don't know, he's the best damn gay friend / roommate you can ever have. Don't believe me? Check out Scott Pilgrim versus the World. His brother.
I'm not
his
gonna
brother
lie. The
played
first
game.
time I saw that, I had to take 2 seconds to be like, "No, that's not Macaulay Culkin. That don't look
No,
right."
that's not Macaulay
But now
Culkin.
it makes sense.
It's his little brother, dude. It's Kieran Culkin.
Oh, it makes so much sense.
It's Kieran.
Okay.
Yeah. So
They
yeah,
look so much alike.
they do. They look a lot alike. Lesbian? No. The other L word. Lesbians? Oh my God damn it. Scott.
It's love, Scott.
It's love, Scott. It's love. All right. Let's move on to the other thing. Okay, so yeah, Disney Plus raises its monthly pricing on streaming plans in the US and Canada. Woo! Dodged a bullet there. So glad I canceled my subscription last month. So
It's bad enough food's getting pricier. Why does entertainment have to go with it?
at this point, it's like, why are we even doing streaming? It's the same amount as cable now, you know? Disney Plus began raising prices for monthly subscriptions to its streaming platform beginning on October 17th. The price for the subscription with ads rose from $7.99 to $9.99. The price for its ad-free tier rose from $13.99 to $15.99. The Duo Basic plan, which includes Disney Plus and Hulu, increased from $9.99 to $10.99, while the price for the Duo Premium plan remains at $19.99. Pricing in Canada for the monthly subscription with ads will rise $1 beginning December 11th. Disney previously raised its prices and revealed plans to restrict password sharing for accounts in October 2023. Paramount Plus is raised. Yeah, HBO formerly Max, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, guys, apparently there's going to be more price increases happening. And that sucks. But I also canceled my Disney Plus subscription because there's nothing on there right now that I want to watch. I will jump back into Disney Plus when there's something I want to watch, and then I'll binge everything in 1 month, and then I'll cancel my subscription. So I'm only going to pay one at a time. I am done with these, like, if something comes out later on down the line. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I got to conserve my money. All right. Last general news thing, last Disney news thing. We got a new trailer for Captain America Brave New World. Moon, did you get a chance to check out?
I did. But Revan just brought up a good point. He's only listed as a mad scientist, right? He could be a brain in a jar for all we know.
My guy, this is not Futurama. All right.
No, this actually happened in Fallout. Fallout
I
3. It was DLC.
I know. Anyhow, let's move on. That was 2 stories ago, my guy. Let's move on. And I'm ready to move on to getting to the
So why aren't you moving on?
I already have. I asked
Apparently
you if you'd seen the
not,
trailer.
because you're talking about 2 stories ago. We're talking about now.
No, you
Yes, we are. Look, it's the new
Moon?
Captain America.
Moon, shut the fuck up and tell me if you've watched this trailer or not.
I already said I have.
Okay, what'd you think of the trailer?
It looks cool. It's another Marvel movie.
I don't know what I was expecting.
What do you want from me? I'm getting Marvel burnout real bad.
I want better. This at least looks like a nice spy thriller kind of action thing. So
Yeah.
back to your
Also Marvel.
your grounded MCU stuff. Okay, fine, fuck it. It looked good. It was nice to see Red Hulk. Not
Yeah,
100% sure
that's
about not
one of the
100%
biggest
sure
things.
about Bucky or about the Falcon being Captain America. We'll see how he does. I have faith in Anthony Mackie. I know he's
He did okay
really
in
good
the
acting.
series.
I know he does. He's a really good actor, but this is his first time like carrying his own movie. I'm looking forward to Giancarlo Esposito, seeing what all he can do. And yeah, oh yeah, there's the big hand in the background from the Eternals. So there's that. That's gonna play a role.
Yep.
All right,
Which is kind of cool.
I'm interested. If you like,
Yeah.
they're saying that if you
I
like
think
Captain
Anthony
America,
Mackie's
Winter Soldier, you're gonna love this. And I'm like, oh well, that's cool.
Seems about right.
Yeah, and I like Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Also, it is really cool seeing Red Hulk, but I'm still like it's another Marvel movie.
All right. All right, let's get on with it. Let's just jump. Let's just dive into it, dude. I'm gonna have to screen share now. So we are actually gonna be watching Thor talk about this a little bit because we're gonna.
All 30 minutes?
No, not all 30 minutes. No,
Thank
God no, God no. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna skip forward to specific things. If you guys did not see, since Nintendo won't release their information, Pocketpair did it instead. Pocketpair has released the 3 patents against them. And what's really funny is that they're trying to, Nintendo wants to get a settlement out of this where they pay 5 million yen in damages to the Pokemon company and another 5 million yen plus late payment damages to Nintendo. And that's basically chump change to them. That'd be like 64,000 US. That's like nothing for Pocketpair. However, the problem is the injunction that they have set up. And when you actually take a look at some of these, if you actually look up some of these patents and what they have, what these patents are for, and like the dates on these, it can get a little bit ridiculous, and there's another reason for that. I want first off, before the Minister of Archaeology, I need to point something out to you real quick. A lot of this stuff is a lot of these 24 dates are updated versions, like they updated it annually. The official patents didn't come out until 2021 or until I think 2022 or something like that. Here's the problem. PalWorld's parent company, Pocketpair, made another game that we're going to be looking into in this video coming up that was a year before these patents were even made. So, technically speaking, Pocketpair's been doing this some of the mechanics here, since before these claims should have brought back Edward Norton. No. Anyway,
I mean, I always thought like Nintendo was just being really petty
this
no
is
matter
literally
what.
this
So
is
it's like,
bullying. If I'm being 100%, this is bullying.
yeah.
Okay, so we've gone through some of this. So yeah, we've kind of briefly talked about this, and this is some of the stuff we'll get into here. And they're looking up the dollar amount and everything. But like as we get further into this, yeah, this is the part I definitely want everybody to see here. Mm-hmm. Hi. Yeah, you're not gonna get the audio for this. I know you're not gonna get the audio for this. I'm working on it. Hang on, let me fix it. I don't know why there's. Oh, I think I have to actually add the audio. 1 second. Okay, so audio beta capture. Okay, so cool. Let me get the. Let me work on that real quick. There we go. Got it. Okay, so you guys should be able to
This
hear
is
it
the one I
now.
was reporting on
There it
before.
is. Okay, so let me lower this real quick. So yeah,
As being like, hey, they did this there. The interest.
let me go back to this part.
Interesting as well, if you look them up, because they're very, very
Yeah.
vague. I mean, the first one there is about providing a game program or system or method that can cause a character to cause various types of actions on a field in a virtual space. So, when, for example, the character is dragged into, a different stage for the combat. And then there's a whole bunch of kind of specializations on top of that. So it's very specific.
So this is exactly the one that I thought it was, which is in a 3D space, throwing an object and then having the object hit a target and then capture that target to be put back onto your team, which they launched in Legends of Arceus originally. So this one is actually the Legends of Arceus one, which I believe actually went forward in 2022, unless they're talking about the Japanese one, which is a separate one for this. Yeah, it's the Japanese one. So US was 2023, Japanese was 2022. It's interesting because they have this listed as July 30th, 2024 and August 27th, 2024. I think they're actually incorrect about this because this is showing Japan 2024, but there's a US patent and a Japanese patent prior to this that was there. So this is the one I was reporting on before as being like, hey, they did this there. The interesting part about this one, the one that I found to be fascinating here, was if we go and look at PalWorld actually launched with this functionality in January 18th, 2024. But if we go look at Pocketpair and we go back to the game Craftopia, which is also by them, you'll see down here, Craftopia actually has this exact same functionality. You can see it right there under the, capturing monsters in a monster prism. And you have to aim it and throw it inside of a 3D space exactly as this patent describes. But this game came out in 2020, which is long before it. So
September 4th, 2020. So there's an argument, easily an argument right here, for Pocketpair to have against Nintendo and Game Freak. So with this added information, what are your thoughts on this?
A lot of Nintendo's arguments are kind of flimsy at best, and they probably know that by asking for so little.
So this is kind of weird.
Another thing
I don't know
I kind of want to draw attention to. It's where it's the 5 million yen plus late payment damages.
Yes. Yeah.
Japanese
How much is the
law.
late payment damages?
Yeah, well, that's also a thing, but the major part is the injunction. That's the part that the entire gaming industry is worried about.
And I don't know if you do.
It's really kind of like a position. You've done it. So that's going to set us up well for the future so that we can deal with issues like this, better. So let's establish the precedent either in court or in terms of settlement that we can do this and it's okay, and that, businesses will just kind of make their mind up and the public outcry will go away. It appears to be like that kind of approach because the amount they're actually asking for is significantly less than I would have expected given the amount of money that they're alleging PalWorld's made based on their patent.
If Pocketpair gives in and settles, which $32,000 is a meme when we're talking about the hundreds of millions that both
Yeah.
sides, they just have infinite money at this point. If they settle for that, does that still set precedent as well? I don't know enough about that process.
Not legally binding precedent, but it makes it this kind of the convention. It makes it the norm that companies can do this and they can just kind of settle it between themselves. So it doesn't deal with in a legal room. It doesn't mean that if it does go to court, they'll automatically win in future. But it means that the public are going to be a little bit more used to the idea of this, and it won't be quite as new and as fresh. Given that we're already seeing other lawsuits from companies, this might become the norm, and we don't really want it to go through. I think if I was
And that's the key right there, is like, we don't want this to become the norm, because it's just gonna become a problem in the gaming industry, and it's ultimately going to hurt consumers.
Yep.
And they bring up another point about this. Did you know that loading screens used to have mini games?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, Bandai Namco patented that, and that patent lasted a long time until 2015. But the reason you don't see mini games and loading screens anymore is because people had to obey that patent for so long that even when it finally was released and people could do that again, games just don't do that anymore. So imagine if you could have like a little mini game that you're doing while waiting on the next stage or level or whatever to load. Like, at least we wouldn't be sitting here staring at nothing. Now, whenever there's a loading screen, people pull up their phones and go do something else. It's ridiculous.
Well, there's
from a
also
consumer-
the whole thing of like just trying to remove a lot of loading screens entirely from certain games.
Oh no, I agree with that. Like, removal of loading screens entirely, 100% on board. But that you're not gonna. Some places are not. Some games are not going to be able to do that because indie games are not going to be able to just constantly remove loading screens.
perspective, I would far rather that this go to court and it fail on its merits.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's obviously a risk for PalWorld, and if they're happy to spend $64,000, which is, I mean, that would be cheaper for them than going to court and fighting it.
Yeah, no, I super agree. It's not even 64; it's 32,000, so it's even less.
I think it's
wild.
5 million each to two parties, so 64,000.
The part that really gets me about this is Legend of Arceus actually Arceus had a worldwide release in January 28th, 2022, a full 2 years after Craftopia, which Craftopia also has the same mechanic, also by Pocketpair. This feels like there's just no case here, man. Like, this is super wild. You have
I
them
agree.
Releasing a game with the mechanics after Pocketpair. You have them patenting after Pocketpair even launched PalWorld.
And this is the majority of kind of the argument. I agree with Thor. I don't think that they have a case here. Absolutely, I don't. Yeah. I mean, I'm not versed in Japanese law, but if I were to give any advice to Pocketpair, and guys, keep in mind, they can't talk about any of these things, so please don't bother them at all about asking them questions. They are legally bound that they cannot talk about this lawsuit right now. But my advice would basically be take them to court. Take them to court. Nintendo wants to try and make an example of you. Make an example of them. Show them that the big guys cannot bully the little guys. That would be my thing. But that's just me. I think they have a really solid case here to argue back against this and have this dismissed. I honestly do. There is one other thing that needs to get pointed out because this happens way too often. I'm going to try and scroll through and see if I can find it. I know it's a thing later that Thor talks about, and it is kind of important.
Yeah. While you're looking at that, I want to describe this funny little picture I saw that is a thumbnail for someone else's video. You got one of the PalWorld pals, the big blue furret-looking one.
Yeah.
With the with a dude with a Nintendo head behind him holding a gun, and then behind that you see someone with a Sony head holding a gun.
That's great.
Oh, it's funny.
Because I'm trying to look for the thing where he's talking about the AI stuff, because somebody brings up the AI stuff. Like, did they use generative AI in PalWorld? And he's like, no, they didn't. And then he pulls up like the tweet or whatever.
They are partners in their apps. This is
yeah, Sony and Microsoft are partners with Pocketpair. Pocketpair is still an independent group. They are still an indie. No, they are not owned by Sony or Microsoft. They are wholly independent. They just have a partnership with both. So that is where we're at on that. I'm trying to find where, because I know he brought it up at one point.
Upon because it's very clearly done, but like I'm fully in agreement that we shouldn't be patenting game mechanics and various things like that, because it takes something away from the industry and how it all works, and it gives this shift towards this cold corporate environment rather than this creative and fun and focus on enjoyment environment that we want from the gaming kind of industry.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what does that mean? Are they going to tell them to stop playing the game or like selling the game? They're going to tell like what are they going to do?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
this is
That could be
important here.
Yeah, an injunction such a broad.
Yeah, and that it's not clearly defined what they could do with this injunction. They could be like, hey, you have to give us like a certain percentage of your sales. Hey, you have to take this component out of the game, which would just kill the game. Or you have to, or they just straight up kill the game. You know, like there's so many things that they could do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wholly unjustified here with the nonsense that they are perpetrating. Trying to see how far into this was it. Jeez. Because I know they brought it up at one point. I wanted to clarify the generative AI thing. I just don't know where it was, at what time code. Yeah, this is an alarming trend. Absolutely. Okay.
The lawyers and down to the business choices. We can't fault the
disturbing. Like you've got
ongoing legal
official Japan FAQ. Should I search for prior art before applying for a patent? If you intend to file a patent application,
works, and it gives this shift towards this cold corporate environment rather than this creative and
it's the whole time. You just had them. It'd be great, right? Couldn't happen.
no matter. I'm not saying the dates on these patents. Comments in there about
To me, is if you look, it's just not all right.
Trying to look
How
for
you
it, guys. I'm so sorry.
And Mark become the villain. That mean are they going to from responding individually to inquiries regarding this case? The official Japan FAQ. Should I search for
deep intricacies of the law and all of the internal
searches those gazettes and other patent information?
Have to base their case on the fact that, you know,
Pocketpair wins, and I hope that it sends a flare signal that says stop patenting game mechanics. I really hope that's it. It just puts up a thing there being like, you need to stop this bull.
when this need to be. And that's what's interesting. The case that's being
And
brought
I'm gonna
is
turn the
we
I'm gonna
have a
turn the
patent.
volume off on this as I search for the thing. But yeah, I think we've more or less covered that. Pocketpair just I don't think they should settle like at all. Okay, there it is. Found it. Okay.
No, it did not.
To me, favorite looter shooter mechanic is only going to be in one game ever. You can't learn. It to me will impact the inspiration available to developers and to people who are making games.
Oh yeah, and for those who were wondering if PalWorld actually used generative AI, no, it did not. The person that stated that it was using generative AI here actually says, I'm doing this because I think it's disgusting how much PalWorld glorifies animal abuse. They lied about the entire scenario and admitted it all on Twitter. Those models that you saw that were very close, they modified those models to make it look like PalWorld was stealing from Nintendo. None of that was true.
Yeah, you get into a very difficult area of, you know, what's inspiration, what I think this kind of animal type looks cool, you know.
And here's the biggest factor with this. For everyone that still thinks the models were stolen or some shit like that, Nintendo didn't sue them. Nintendo would have sued them for copyright infringement, and they didn't.
100%.
Nintendo's one of the most litigious companies in the world, and you're seeing that now with this patent trolling. So if they didn't go after them, pretty sure some people on Twitter don't know better than Nintendo at that point.
Yeah, all of
Yeah, guys. He said it. He said it pretty much the best way that you can. 100%. There was no generative AI. They were not stealing models from Pokemon. Like, if there are no, like, they would not have waited this long to file a copyright infringement against Pocketpair if that were the case. They would have done that shit immediately. Immediately. The fact that they did not, considering how quick to take somebody to court Nintendo is, and how protective they are of their Pokemon IP, they absolutely would have done that. This is not that, and by them not filing copyright means that they had no claim. All right. I think we've more or less talked enough about this particular topic, so we'll move on to another Nintendo topic. All right. You want to cover this one, buddy?
Sure.
Go for it.
Nintendo Switch's successor will be backwards compatible with Switch games. Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa revealed with a post on the official Nintendo Twitter account on Tuesday that games from the Nintendo Switch system will remain playable on Switch's planned successor. Furukawa added that the Switch Online subscription service will also be available on the successor console. Nintendo will announce the successor on the Switch to the Switch console within the company's current fiscal year, which ends on March 31st, 2025.
Okay,
Brazilian-
really quickly, before we dive into this, Nintendo, please, for the love of God, whatever the controller functionality is on your next console, fix the fucking stick drift. Please fix your fucking stick drift. This is happening. The amount of times that I have had your basic ass shit, like your general controller, and the stick drift has gone nuts. I bought a pro controller. Not once. By the way, this was not a pro controller made by Nintendo. This was a pro controller that was third party that was made for the Switch. I use that controller all the time because I have no stick drift issues with it. It actually looks more like an Xbox controller than it does a Switch controller. But it is.
To be fair, the Nintendo Pro controllers don't have stick drift either.
Yeah.
It's mostly just the fucking.
Yeah, it is.
Joy-Cons.
It is ridiculous how much the Joy-Cons have stick drift. But anyhow, yeah, I got a pro controller. It works just fine, but I have to switch over to the Joy-Cons when I'm trying to use my Amiibo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really annoying, especially if
Well,
you're playing games
yeah.
like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, you're the one who bought third party.
I mean, I know what I'm doing. I don't use I only use my Amiibos once, and it's for like 10 minutes because I have like a bunch of them, and I just drop like treasure chests and grab all the supplies from it.
Yeah.
It's just annoying that I don't have the Amiibo functionality on that controller, but like the rest of the time that I'm using the controller, which is 90% of the time, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, the Joy-Cons suck. Fix that shit.
Okay, you're making that complaint, but it's only because it's third party that it doesn't have that functionality.
I'm not making a complaint. I'm saying that the only time I have to use the Joy-Cons is for that particular time.
Okay.
But I used to have to use the Joy-Cons all the fucking time. And I had to switch to a third party because the Joy-Cons are so janky and fucked up. That's the complaint.
Why didn't you just buy a Nintendo Pro controller?
Because the Nintendo Pro controller didn't come with a Zelda skin. And I wanted the one with the Zelda skin. Also, I don't give a fuck. Also, here's the other reason. Nintendo Pro controllers, way pricier.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why.
Sometimes you get what you pay for. Put it that way.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? I'm not complaining at all about my third-party controller. I fucking love my third-party controller. I'm bitching about the Joy-Cons. I don't know where you're getting this whole you get what you pay for. I have never said a word about I didn't like my third-party controller.
You started going off on how annoying it is to have to, because it's a third-party controller, that you gotta still use the Joy-Cons. So
I mean, it's
Sounded like you
mildly
were complaining
irritating.
about
It's
that.
not. No, I wasn't. I'm annoyed that I have to go over to I'm mildly annoyed that I have to go over to do that with my Amiibo stuff, but it's not that it doesn't take that much time, but the annoying part is every time I'm trying to use the Joy-Cons for that, my character starts moving around because stick drift is insane. That's the annoying part. Dealing with the stick drift. Everything else, as soon as I switch back over to my other controller, oh my God, everything works fantastic. Yeah. So fix your Joy-Cons or whatever it is that you're using next time around, please.
Mm-hmm. That's really it. For
Oh,
the
okay.
article. So
Oh, okay.
everything else is just like background. This guy reported earlier on.
Oh,
blah,
okay,
blah, and it's
gotcha.
like,
I was like, are you gonna continue? Because like I know I interrupted,
there's
but I
really no
also
need to.
figured that we had gotten to the end of the story relevant portion of the article, and the rest of
I
it's
mean,
just
we could have just
the
summed
rest
it
of
up
it is
with
just
the
literally
title of
just
the
words that were typed up in order to hit a certain word count to get
Yeah.
paid. All right. So, finally coming to the last console, Genshin Impact now launches for Xbox Series S and X on November 20th. Chinese developer Hoyoverse announced on Friday that its Genshin Impact game will launch for Xbox Series X and S and Xbox Cloud Gaming on November 20th alongside the game's version 5.2 patch. Game Pass Ultimate members will receive a recurring bonus for the game. Hoyoverse, formerly MiHoYo, launched the free-to-play game blah 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 worldwide on 2022. Yep. It came out in 2020. Everybody was talking about it. It got the most hype because everybody was calling it a Breath of the Wild clone, and I'm like, yeah, but Nintendo didn't sue them. If it was a Breath of the Wild clone, they should have sued
To be
them.
fair, from the clips that was being showed
In
on
the beginning,
Olympics channel,
dude,
that
in the
one
beginning,
game, it looks a lot like a fucking
it does.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, they took a lot of inspiration from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
Do
and I'm
not
like,
get it twisted.
How did they?
But it's not. But it is not a Breath of the Wild clone.
It is
I will
not.
put it that way. But there is a lot of inspiration that makes you go, huh.
Huh.
But actually, as you get out of like the first area, after you get out of Mondstadt, you get to like all the other places, Tivat. Once you get out of the first area, that whole Breath of the Wild thing goes away immediately. It's gone. Like there's no, yeah. The majority of the game is not like that. But yeah, when you get to Tivat, when you get to oh god, freaking. I forget the place, but there's the Japan islands. Inazuma. Yeah, when you get there, that whole thing. So yeah, absolutely worth it. If you do free to play, game's 100% worth it. Don't play the gacha. Don't do that to yourself. Gacha is legalized gambling, and you can do it now on Xbox Series X.
I mean, technically, in some states, gambling is legal.
Yeah. All right. So here we go, guys. We are out of the gaming block. We are now into the anime block. We're going to start with Crunchyroll and Funimation involved in over 45 million copyright URL takedown requests. So representatives of major anime streaming services Crunchyroll and formerly Funimation are revealed to be among the most active in issuing copyright takedowns, together totaling over 45 million of them via Torrent Freak. Google has also announced that it passed the rather unfortunate milestone of receiving over 10 billion URL takedown requests from its search result for sites accused of copyright infringement. Its new transparency report provides deeper insight into the data as of December 6th. 10,138,526,722 URLs have been requested for delisting from 5,402,321 domains, indicating a rather small number of sites committing these alleged infringements. All right. An even smaller pool comprises the organizations claiming to be copyright owners of the content and those that act on their benefit, at just 609,367 and 627,239 organizations, respectively. Funimation and Crunchyroll content combined put it among the most sought-after content to be removed, with requests for URL takedowns numbering over 45.1 million. Google's takedown form technically allows anyone to pose as an organization representing a copyright owner. However, it adds that false claims open up liability for damages, making it likely that the overwhelming majority of the copyright claims were enacted by Crunchyroll/Funimation's behalf. The company's split URL claims are 8.02 million and 37.09 million, respectively. The data shows that despite over 8 million claims made for content owned by Crunchyroll. The company itself is believed to have only reported a little over 7,000 of them. Remove Your Media LLC, RYM, is believed to have acted frequently on Crunchyroll's behalf, per testimony on social media and an extensive report by Anime Motivation this year. RYM is also among the top 6 most active reporting companies in the world, placing 5th, with over 680 million URLs reported. The top 6 included Linkbusters.com, MG Premium Ltd., Rivendell, Comso GmbH, and BPI, British Recorded Music Industry Ltd. So, outside of copyright takedown requests, Crunchyroll, associated with the MPA and ACE via its co-parent company Sony Pictures Entertainment, has been incredibly active regarding legal action. Major Latin American piracy streaming site Cuevana.biz announced its shutdown plans last month following pressure from the MPA. Also last month, the MPA issued subpoena requests for several major anime piracy sites, including Hi Anime, the world's biggest anime piracy site. Earlier this summer, ACE also requested identifying information on 5 other major piracy sites worth a combined 137 million monthly page visits. All right. There we are, guys. So the crackdowns are commencing, and now we see how much of a how much work has been going on in this fight against piracy that we are unaware of. I love how they put 2 characters from ReZero and then Rimuru in there. I'm like, really? Those are the 3 characters. You couldn't have just had 3 characters from 3 different shows. You just had to go with 2 isekai? Okay. I mean, Crunchyroll technically did ReZero, and before it went away, Funimation was Slime. Hi, Rukawa. But yeah. Anything you want to comment on before we head off here?
Not really.
All right.
Just yay for less piracy.
All right. Go ahead and tell us about this one, since this is the one that you posted. I know nothing about Beastars, so
Which is very unfortunate.
sorry.
Beastars has been a really good anime. It's actually got a really good dub too. Some people might be thrown off because it does use a lot of CG, but it's really well done CG, and like a lot of the fur and stuff kind of just blends with it. It just looks good. I like the way it looks. The story has been pretty fun so far. A lot has gone down. If you are not a furry, you might become one. Just throwing that out there.
Or you might not
Just a
watch
warning.
it.
PSA. Do what?
Or you just might not watch it.
I mean, look, I didn't watch it because I was a furry.
Well, I didn't watch it because I'm not a furry.
Well, you don't have to be a furry to watch it.
Nah, it's just, it doesn't look like it's my cup of tea is all. And I've got so much stuff that I have to watch right now that
I get that.
being extra picky.
But let me what's a good comparison? I think a half decent comparison, as far as I can think of, would be which JoJo's was it that had Kita?
I don't know. I don't watch JoJo. I'm sorry.
Motherfucker.
Bro, I don't
every
want to
part
hear
has a
this from
different
you.
sort of feeling
I
to
don't
it.
want to hear this from you, sir. The amount of shit you haven't watched. Which, by the way, we're fixing that. We're currently fixing that. This Wednesday over on our Discord server, he will be finishing up the second half of Freerun. If you would like to join him in the watch along as he finishes up Freerun and talks a bit about it.
And then next week we will be doing Apothecary Diaries.
Yep. He's starting up Apothecary Diaries. So you've now completed Eminence and Shadow. You will be completing Freerun. Then we'll be working on Apothecary Diaries, which is another 24 episode show. So, 12 one week, 12 the next week. And then you guys will be voting here on the community page on this channel for the for the next 3 shows he's going to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get to it.
But yeah, back to this thing. I highly recommend this show. The 3rd season, I believe, is set to be its final season. Yeah, final season part 1, and apparently there's gonna be a part 2, so that's fun. And like, really, it's a damn good allegory for like race shit as well, and a much better one than whatever that Disney movie was, Zootopia had. Zootopia didn't do a bad job by any means, but this being a much longer, drawn-out show, it does a better job with it.
Okay.
That's about the best I could say. This is also not Disney, so blood, brutality, gore, fun stuff, and other things.
Okay.
But yeah, highly recommend. Please watch. I'm excited for the next season.
All right. On to the next story. 1,630 copper roof plates were stolen from a shrine visited by Demon Slayer fans.
What the fuck?
Yeah. One hobby that many anime fans have is visiting the locations that appear in their favorite anime. The iconic steps to the Suga Shrine, Otokozaka, in Your Name, the locations from Anohana, the flower we saw that day, in Chichibu City, the areas around Omiya Station from bottom tier character Tomozaki, and more. Unfortunately, one such locale indirectly linked to Demon Slayer has been hit by alleged theft, although the incident may have nothing to do with its manga and anime ties. According to a report by TV Asahi News, 1,630 copper roof plates were stolen at the Nagusa Itokushima Shrine in Tochigi Prefecture. The damages are estimated at around 650,000 yen or 4,200 US. TV Asahi News reached out to Hiroyuki Tametani, the director of the Nagusa Community Center, which manages the shrine, regarding the theft. Tametani said, "It's a crime and it's a cultural property, and shrine beloved by the locals for a long time. So there's some outrage." Yeah, no crap. The shrine grounds are located among the Nagasa megaliths in Ashikaga City, Tochigi Prefecture. Among the megaliths is a split rock that resembles the one in Demon Slayer protagonist Tanjiro Kamado, split in half early in the story. It's unclear if the Nagusa Itsukushima Shrine actually inspired the scene. However, it and other split stones all throughout Japan are popular destinations for fans of this series. So, yeah, this may have nothing to do with the series, but yeah, somebody went to the shrine and stole like their roof plates, which is kind of messed up. Pretty messed up.
Especially because like that's how that shit stays waterproof.
Speaking of which, Moon, you've watched Demon Slayer, right? I'm pretty sure you have.
Yes, I'm fully caught up.
All right, I was pretty sure you had because I remembered you talking about, oh, I need to catch up on season 4, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'm pretty sure I remembered that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
and boy, is it so good.
Yeah, it is. All right.
I cried a lot.
Manga Library Z digital manga service shuts down on November 26th. Manga Toshikan Z, or Manga Library Z, a digital service for publishing rare out-of-print manga for free, announced on Tuesday that it is shutting down on November 26th. According to the website and founder, manga creator Kin Amatsu, known for Love Hina and Negima, the website had issues with credit card companies and a termination of all payment services. After careful consideration of how to rebuild its operations, the company decided to shut down due to payment services being unavailable. The staff is continuing to discuss ways to restart the site, such as through transitioning to a nonprofit organization or crowdfunding. Manga creator Akamatsu founded the service originally known as J. Komi's Zeppan Manga Toshokan in 2011 and launched a beta test for the site in 2010. The advertising revenue-based service distributes hard to find manga and publishes it for free, returning the revenue to the original creators. Akamatsu and Yahoo Japan subsidiary Gyao jointly founded a subsidiary company called J Manga Terrace in 2015 to take over management and control of the service, which was also renamed at the time to Manga Library Z. Akamatsu later retired from the magazine. He stated at the time, management. He stated at the time, J Comey, I started J Comey with the goal of eliminating piracy, but because I'm serializing a weekly series, there are parts of it I've been unable to manage. Gyao came to me proposing an injection of capital to help me manage the project. Akamatsu initially posted all 14 volumes of his Love Hina manga for free with 6 pages of advertising and no digital rights management for 1 month to test the viability of the business model. Japanese publishers Shueisha and Kodansha began collaborating with the site in 2010. The site gained notoriety in 2011 when it posted Seiji Matsuyama's Okusama, My Wife is an Elementary Student manga. Oh, which
What?
is... Yeah. Yeah, it's the one that they were just showing in the 2024 fall anime in a nutshell. That one. Which Naoki Inose, Tokyo vice governor at the time, cited it as an example of which manga should be restricted under Tokyo's then recently revised Youth Healthy Development Ordinance. Though the site was only available in Japanese, it launched an English and foreign language version beta test for select titles in 2011. The site offered digitally watermarked PDF versions of its manga for download. It also had a premium membership service. Its viewer offered automated translation to over 51 languages. Yeah, this learning more about it, this really does kind of suck. It's a little bit of a bummer. I would like to see if they can get this fixed. And yeah, credit card companies spoke with their wallets. Oh no. But yeah, I'd like to see if this could become a nonprofit or get like some backing through like a Kickstarter campaign or something. I'd really appreciate that. Because yeah, I agree with the core reasoning behind the founding of this group. All right. Japanese YouTubers reenact famous One Piece scene off Osaka Bridge. Go ahead, man. Talk about this one, because I really thought you'd get a kick out of this.
Yeah. See, for children, Halloween is for dressing up and trick-or-treating to get as much candy as possible. For adults, the holiday is about partying and having spooky fun. Fun was certainly had in Osaka when the Japanese YouTube group Nanatan reenacted the climax of One Piece anime episode 278 in Osaka's famous Dontobori district. In the scene, protagonist Monkey D. Luffy tells his friend and fellow crewmate Nico Robin to proclaim that she wants to live. For the reenactment, 2 Nanatan members rowed a makeshift raft into the Dontobori River to play the parts of Luffy and his merry crew, while the third stood on a bridge as Robin. Following the iconic Luffy and Robin interaction, the Nanatan member portraying Robin jumped into the river. It appears the YouTubers did not run afoul with law enforcement for the stunt, as jumping into the Dontobori River is a common occurrence on Halloween. Nice.
That's really cool. Ikitai, and then she jumps in. That's pretty cool. I thought they were gonna do like some Water 7 stuff, not Enia's Lobby, because like in the river, but that's pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
That is like one of the biggest scenes, though.
That's yeah. I'm watching it actually right now, and it's this is so silly, but it's 100%. It's yeah. They're doing it from multiple angles.
Hell yeah. And I love that the crowd is going along with it.
And then she just jumps in. There you go. Yeah, just wanted to show something like lighthearted and fun. Okay, we've got 3 bits of Oshinoko news, so strap in, and then we'll get on to reviewing the weekly anime. Oshinoko manga gets second novel. Shueisha announced on Thursday that it will release a second novel for Aka Akasaka and Mango Yokuyari's Oshinoko manga entitled Futari no Utude, or Etude of Two, on December 18th. Hajime Tanaka is penning the novel, which will center around Kana Arima and Akane Kurakawa. Akasaka is supervising. The series' first novel, Ichiban Hoshi no Spika, or Spika, the First Evening Star, debuted in November 2023. Tanaka wrote the first novel as well, which follows Ai shortly after she joins B Komachi. She decides to quit her idol career, but a promising deal with her manager Ichigo might change her mind. There is also a side story involving Sarina and Goro's meeting before the events of the series. The novel includes a bonus story written by Aka Akasaka that was included with admission to an advanced screening of the first episode of the anime. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that we're getting like side story stuff. Oh, and quickly, just want to throw this out there because I've been on webtoons for the last couple of days. There is a webtoon recommendation I have. A Man's Man. If you have not heard of this, it is a regression manga, or a regression manhwa, which is a big a lot of Korean stuff is regression. So like how Japan has isekai, Korea kind of has regression. So a businessman becomes CEO of a company. You can't see it, but I'm going to do air quotes for this. Samsung Electronics. They're not calling it Samsung, but it's Samsung, guys. It's Samsung. So he becomes the CEO of that, but he left so many behind and stepped over so many people through just doing what is the normal kind of bad workplace environment that you would expect for climbing the corporate ladder. So the day he becomes CEO and wants to celebrate it, his wife divorces him. He finds out one of his friends that he started with has died. There's a major strike, and he has to start firing people immediately. It is like a terrible day. And so he ends up, keep in mind, I'm only talking about like the most bare bones of the first chapter. That's all I'm doing. He ends up somehow regressing 20 years to the day that he first goes in to do his interview at the company. And this time he says he's going to do things right. And instead of lifting himself up to the top, he's going to lift everybody that worked with him up. And have them reach their potential. It's so fucking good. Just read it. That's all I can say. I can just, like, that's all you really need to know is like, hey, this time, fuck that. I'm going to climb the corporate ladder, but I'm going to do it the right way. And all these people that tried to, that I was working with that were screwing everybody over, they like F them. And it's partially a revenge story because like of certain people in it that he's like, yeah, you're not going to win this time. But yeah, there's also, knowledge that he has from the future and connections that he has from the future that he can kind of make use of. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And the fact that he can talk to his superiors like he is a CEO because he knows a lot more than a newbie should. It's great. It's just, you need to read it. I guarantee it's one of those things that every chapter, after a chapter ended, I was always smiling or clapping and I could not wait to get to the next chapter. Even if there's a cliffhanger, usually how they end it is like, oh shit, I can't wait to see what he's going to do kind of thing. So yeah, I got caught up and I'm a little bummed that I got caught up because now I have to wait weekly, but there's 180 chapters right now. So yeah, you can read it on your phone. Oh, there's more than 180 chapters technically. There's like I think 183. If you read it on your mobile device, I think you could get 100 183 chapters, but if you're reading it on your PC or you're just getting the free ones, 180 chapters are available for free right now. All right, that is my plug for that.
How about that Oshinoko news, guys?
I did say I was gonna. I did say I wanted to talk about a thing, and since we were on the novel, I was like, oh, okay, let me go to manhwa real quick, and then we'll go back to. We'll go back. Well, it blends in because Samsung phones. I was literally reading it on my Samsung, like my Galaxy S20, and I'm just sitting here like I'm using a Samsung smartphone.
Me with my
and they're talking
Motorola.
about, yeah, I'm sitting here reading it on a Samsung smartphone, and I'm reading a manhwa about designing the first smartphone for Samsung, and I'm like, this kind of dope. How deep? All right. You can call Oshinoko characters' phone numbers to hear their messages. November 4th has unofficially been christened as
Iyoshi Day.
Iyoshi no Hi, or Favorite Idol Day.
No.
E.
Yeah.
I did.
You gotta really prolong it.
My dude, how long have you been speaking Japanese?
I started learning, I want to say 3 years ago.
Uh-huh. And how much have you kept up with that?
I at least remember how to pronounce shit, and I can read hiragana if I stare at it long enough.
If you stare at it long enough. I'm pretty sure you're trying to kill me right now with your mind. Stare. So anyway, Favorite Idol Day since November 11/4 can be pronounced in Japanese as Iyoshi. To celebrate, Oshinoko fans call their favorite idols Aqua, Ruby, Kana, and I'm imagining you meant to say Akane and not Akange. And Memcho to hear unique, because there's a G in Akane's name.
Failure.
Yeah. To hear a unique and original message from November 4th to November 10th. Charges may apply. Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'd like to call them, but I can't.
I would honestly call Memcho. She's my favorite.
Mem is your favorite? Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, because she's the fun one. And I'm like, you
she
know what?
is.
Fuck all this dark shit. Give me the lighthearted one.
Yeah. And it also helps that she's closer to our age.
That too. Much safer. No. She is actually my age. It was confirmed when I was reading it. She is actually my age.
All right. Live action Oshinoko Project streams music video for Bikomachi's original song, Twilight. The official website for the live-action series adaptation of Akakasaka and Mengo Yokuyari's Oshinoko manga revealed the music video on Monday for Bikomachi's original song titled Twilight. The music video commemorates Good Favorite Day, or a pun on November 4th, as 11 looks like E and 04 can be pronounced as Oshi. So what we were just talking about, the Idol Day. The live-action series directors Smith and Hana Matsumoto directed the music video. Vocaloid producer SEE wrote Bikomachi's original song. The live-action Oshinoko series will debut on Amazon Prime worldwide on November 28th with 8 episodes, and the sequel film will then premiere after the series in theaters on December 20th. How'd they get a bunch of babies to talk in a live-action setting? How'd that happen? Yeah. Did you find actual reincarnated people? We need to know. All right, guys, that is all of the news that we have for this week. So we're going to jump into our anime reviews. If you have not watched the newest episode for Blue Box or Ranma 1/2 or Tower of God, those are the 3 we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to put up the spoiler alert thing, but if you need to leave, we absolutely understand. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with us. We really do appreciate everybody that comes by, leaves a comment, all that jazz. So thank you very much for your time and attention. And we are now going to move on to the review. All right, let's start.
Spoiler.
Oh my God. Let's start with Blue Box. All right. This episode was all about our pink-haired girl.
Ah, Hina. Ah, poor girl. Ah. It's okay. You can love him. Don't isolate yourself. Fuck.
No, don't love him, but don't isolate yourself.
No, it is okay to love him, but like it's better to have a solid understanding of like, okay, where do feelings start and stop and so on. Like, have a conversation about it.
Girl, just hurry up and get rejected.
Honestly,
Yeah, that's where I'm
it
at.
hurts.
Just hurry up
You're
and
gonna
get
cry
rejected.
for a fucking week, but damn it,
Yeah.
you'll at least have your fucking answer.
You will have closure. You will have closure. Yeah. There's that.
God.
All right. Moving on from that. What other topics do we want to cover in this particular thing? I also like the little psychology thing that they did when she was in like the infirmary after he took her there for her ankle. It
Oh,
was
that
like
was hilarious.
the whole analogy of like
All right.
the
When did these
judge.
feelings start? And she just went off. Only about her old man, which is, fair. That's a
Yeah,
bunch of shit she's
she
also
she
dealing with.
went off on all the pressure that she has, and this
Well,
girl is under a
also,
lot of pressure.
Can I just say I love the pro tag, and he's even more me now because god damn it, I would do the exact same thing.
And
If I
you would
see
not
a friend of
you
mine
would
gets
not
hurt,
get it.
it's okay. Let me get.
And
you
if they
some help.
made a giant analogy about you, you would absolutely not understand.
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
Way over my fucking head.
I'm like, why is this guy me for real? For real?
And
Stop.
this stupid judge likes her a lot. I'm like, man, what an asshole. Yeah, he
That
is,
would
isn't he?
absolutely
Damn.
be me. Meanwhile, I'm the asshole and I don't even know it.
Fuck.
100% me. They want to take away fair
Look
use
in
on
the mirror.
YouTube.
Why are you like this?
Anyway,
Oh,
so
God.
yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. As per usual, the fucking animation is on point. 100%. Anytime that like she's doing like her gymnastics stuff, and her hair is flowing up, they always give it like that slowed down effect so her hair comes up and it hits the lighting just right and it looks fucking gorgeous. Like it's not to mention my girl is flexible. Did you see her doing the splits and then leaning over and stretching? It's like, damn, woman,
My
are you
guy,
okay?
I was sitting there trying not to sweat too much when I was watching that. Sitting there, like,
I was sitting there going,
I'm
that
okay.
doesn't hurt, does it? I'm like, that doesn't hurt, right? Because it's hurting me just watching. Like, my legs hurt. Yeah. So, anyhow, yeah. This episode, what is your rating?
oh, I want to give this a 9, just purely for feels.
I think I'm gonna give this one an
So
8.
much.
I know what stuff's coming up, so I know what my 10 threshold is for this series. So I definitely want to give this an 8. It's a very solid 8, very strong. This series has not disappointed. Guys, if you have not checked out Blue Box, please do yourself that giant favor. Like
Sports is involved, but it is not a sports anime.
but that doesn't mean anything because there's sports anime that are freaking amazing. I will point this out. I did finally get to watch the Haikyuu movie on Crunchyroll. Holy fucking shit, it was amazing. I can see why they decided to do a movie of this. They're saying there's 2 more movies that they're gonna do, and that should wrap up the series. And I'm like, okay, if they're doing 2 more movies after the one we just got, and they're gonna do like one movie about like the next match, and then the next movie is gonna be everything that takes place after that, I can kind of see that because like I did not realize, because I forget sometimes how slow the manga feels, like how much it feels like there's so much content because like we took so much time to get through all these chapters. And then when you see it in anime, you're like, oh shit, that shit went by fast. Super fast. Brandon, we just finished talking about the newest episode of Blue Box, and I mentioned that I had just finished watching the Haikyuu movie this week, and it was really good. All right, we're going to move on, talk about Ranma 1/2. We got to introduce Takuno's sister.
Yeah, that was fun. A fun
That
little bit of
crazy bitch.
information.
That crazy bitch. Also,
I was wondering why he was like, I agree to this. And I'm like, what do you mean you agree to this? You're not his dad. That is my sister. Take care of her. fuck, that makes sense.
So yeah, we had that. We also got some more time with Pichon and
I'm
Ryoga.
I'm
I
waiting for
loved.
it. I'm like, when's it gonna happen? She's gonna take him into the bath. It's gonna happen. And then
My,
he goes into the bath in pig form because it's like, I know what I must do. The fucking her
right in
father's
front of her
sitting
father.
there,
Yeah.
and then he just goes out and he says nothing. It's just
Yeah, the fact
This
that
is
he
my
says
life
nothing,
now.
he's like, "This is just my life now." Yeah, but like, I love the, man, Ryoga shows up, and one of the things that Ranma does, he goes, "What's the plan, P-chan?" He's like, "Who you calling P-chan?" I wonder. I fucking love that.
oh, it was
shit.
so good.
Oh, it
The
was
dub
so
for this
funny.
is amazing. I don't
It
know if you're
is.
watching
It's
the dub,
really
but
good.
It's been
It's-
amazing.
I am watching the dub because I got introduced to Ranma originally, like the original Ranma 1/2. I got introduced to it through the dub. And because I don't have like that connection to the sub, I automatically was like, yeah, I'm watching it dubbed. Like that's just where I'm at. I mean, you don't have to watch the same thing I do. I'm not going to make anybody I'm not going to demand that anybody watch the version I watch. You watch, I'll watch what I watch, and we'll both be happy because we're enjoying the same content.
And then also the way it ended. It's like they just looking at him. What are you looking at me for? Splash. Your training begins now. Huh?
Training starts now. You weren't ready. That's kind of what that reminded me of. Also, I love the part in the beginning with all the bandaged up girls. And Rama's like, "Is there a bandit convention going on?"
Yep. Oh gosh.
Oh, it was so funny.
And then
So funny.
Also, I'm gonna need these animes to stop drawing girls so damn.
All right, calm down.
Ugh.
Calm down, sir. Calm down.
Leotards are a weakness.
Okay, I'm gonna have to say to you something from the previous anime. That's gonna be 30,000 yen, my guy.
He upped the price.
All right, what do you give this episode?
I think I want to give this one an 8. It was really good, but I'm like, I know it's gonna be funnier. It's gonna be funnier. I'm just waiting for it.
God damn it, Brandon. Fun fact, Ranma has been voted best boy and girl.
These are facts.
Best boy girl.
Facts.
Best boy girl. Yeah.
Why do you need why do you need to look for a girl who can be as good as your best bro when your best bro can be your best girl?
I mean,
It's a win-win.
Once again, the anime in a nutshell thing for the fall of 2024. That technically is being handled. Anyway,
True.
What was the rating? I missed it.
I gave it an 8 because
All right, no,
I'm
I
expecting
agree with
next
that.
episode to be very funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of really funny stuff that happens in Ranma. Yeah, I agree. I think a solid 8 here as well. For different reasons. For just pure comedy, it's an 8. As to the other one, it was just like the pure drama and the pure romance, gave it an 8. Also, I laughed so hard that like when she put the Jump magazines, we're going back to Blue Box now.
Yeah,
when she
going to
dropped
Blue
the Jump
Box,
magazines on that, I was watching reactors and they were like, "Wait, is that My Hero? Is that One Piece?
And
Can
she
they
said,
do that?"
You have to sit with that for 5 hours, and I'm like,
And they're like,
"My girl, you are
"Can they
such a
show that?"
champ."
And I go, and I'm having to put in the comments, "This is a Shonen Jump manga." Yes, they can put that in there. Shueisha owns all of that. There's no IP infringement here. Like, yeah, that's the other thing. Blue Box doesn't seem like it's a Shonen Jump manga.
It really doesn't.
It is, though. It's a Shonen Jump manga. It's so good. All right. Lastly, let's get to Tower of God. And oh my God, or Tower of Plot. And oh my God, this episode we actually got fighting. And it was good fighting. It
was
lasted a
so
while.
Good. And the way it ended. The first one was for the fight. The second one was for the way the episode ended. Oh, it was so heartwarming.
I fucking love that.
I love our game.
Rock is the best. Rock is the
He
best,
is.
and I love that as soon as they saw
First
what's
thing
his
he
name,
does is like Black Turtle, fucking hug.
tears
I
immediately,
was
tears.
sitting there like, boy, you better
Also-
just give him a hug. And
Also,
then
the
that
fact
scene-
that Rock did that in front of Dorsey. Holy
Yes.
shit! Because here's the thing. I don't remember all the specifics from this arc because it's been so long. I'm going to have to go and reread this, which means that because I'm going to have to reread this, I'm not going to be able to put my phone down. I'm going to be going through the whole fucking series. It's that good. Also, I don't know why it took me this long. I think I just forgot. I was like, who the fuck is the guy in the mask? It's fucking Coon! Why didn't I realize that?
The metal mask! You didn't realize that!
No!
As
like,
soon as I saw the blue eye and the blonde hair, I'm like, oh, he just put on a mask. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
How the fuck
Blonde turtle. But he found Black Turtle!
He did!
He found Black Turtle and he was so happy! Alright, let's...
By the way, why? I think they explained it, but I missed it. Why is he shrunk?
I don't remember. I don't fucking remember. Maybe it's him in disguise. Who knows? I know he can go back to his full-size form.
Okay.
I know he can. But also, all right, so now that Dorsey finds out, that means the rest of them are going to find out, which means her sister's going to find out. It's all over now.
Both of them already knew.
They quote unquote no. She didn't have it confirmed yet. It wasn't confirmed. Like
So,
she's getting
for
stronger
Dorsey-
confirmation and stronger confirmation, but this is the final nail in the coffin. She knows that's him. So
Yeah.
she's gonna come get her mans. She's gonna come get her mans.
Episode. Oh, and did you watch to the after credits?
I didn't. I will have to. Oh Jesus. Okay, I will have to go back and rewatch
One
those.
was a comical.
Wait
one
until
was plot.
Wait until Yuri Jihad finds out he's alive.
Oh.
Remember the princess that he first encountered when he got into the tower?
Yes.
Wait till she finds out.
I hope it's a good reunion, honestly.
Oh, I do too. I know that it happens. I just can't remember when and how. But I know, dude, everybody that met him originally, is so happy to see him.
Brandon Wong.
He ate the detective
AKA Dorsey mesmerizing Tenchi.
Blonde turtle. Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
That's it.
And
He also has the
calls him
reverse
Blue
pill.
Turtle. He always calls
He
him Blue
does.
Turtle,
He
not
calls him
Blonde.
Blue Turtle. All right. Yeah, guys, that's the show. What do we give this? What rating do we want to give this? Oh no,
10.
hold on. The fight. We got to talk about the fight.
Yeah,
The
fight
lightning
was
pill.
amazing.
The lightning pill. And the little mark it gave him on his cheek, and like their whole back and forth. Like we actually got like a proper fight.
Yes,
This
it was
episode.
so good.
None of this. We're gonna do it really quickly. Like, okay, this is the episode the budget went to, clearly.
Yes.
Because they
And,
finally
like, you
started
could kinda
working on it.
see it. There was also like a slight difference to the ways the faces were drawn, and I'm sitting here
Yes!
like, oh, shit's getting good. Okay.
Oh, it was a much better episode. This is the shit we needed from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, from the beginning we didn't have as much shit going on. This is the big stuff. This is where it needs it.
Not wrong. You're not wrong. I agree. All right. So that having been said, yeah, I agree with you. 10. Just for that ending alone,
Yes,
10.
for
But
the
yes.
ending.
Why you gotta make grown men cry?
Oh, I love Rock.
Now I'm having to go
He
back.
is
Now I'm
best. Rock is
I'm at-
best girl.
Rock is best
Rock
turtle.
is best girl.
Rock is best turtle.
No, alligator. Rock is best gator.
I'm not an alligator. Okay, well then you're a turtle.
Okay, gator.
Okay, good. Later, gator.
That's what they always say. Is sit there and be like, I am not an alligator. Okay, if
Yes,
you
you
say so,
are.
alligator.
If you say so. Yeah, this may be one of those series that we just do a lot watch along because we want more people
Just
to check it out.
because. Yes.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay.
I would love starting this series from the start because it was just that much fun watching it.
God damn
And just getting reintroduced to Rock again and getting to like experience very quickly the whole thing of Rock being, going through all of this, becoming really good friends with these two turtles.
I'm screen sharing. These two
Oh.
turtles. You're making it sound like they're actual turtles. These are people.
I don't care. To him, they are turtles.
also,
So fuck it, they are turtles.
Also, I love this ghost eyeball turtle. What are you doing here?
Yes. Oh,
That's
that
what
was
he calls
great.
it, Dorsey?
I forget. I don't even remember where that comes from.
I
Oh,
love that he also
gosh,
changes.
I am-
I also love that he changes up his speech in that moment because she's like,
Yep.
she recognizes him. She's like, "You're that gator," and he's like, "No, I clearly am not." And he's like, all speaking proper
No, I'm
because he
not.
starts saying "de gozaimasu" and all that shit.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my god. Chigaimasu desu gozaimasu.
And also, please, when we do it, I want you to watch the dub because it is really good, and it just makes Rock all the more heartwarming. Because he has that really gruff voice. The Black Turtle. What is Black Turtle doing?
What is Black Turtle doing? I need to. Yeah, I haven't heard it.
It's so good. Oh my gosh. So yeah, 10, absolute 10 for that. What is it? You
God,
screen sharing,
dude. What do you mean? What is it? I'm screen sharing. I'm screen sharing it. It.
Okay.
I'm tearing up. Rock's tearing up. I'm not crying. The alligator's crying. It was so good. We're gonna finish this up and we're gonna cry after the show.
And
Guys,
just the
thank you
way
so much.
Bob's smiling too, just like he's like, oh, I did.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We will see you in a couple hours over on our Twitch channel. Link in the doobly-doo. We will be doing the solo leveling manhwa reading today. So, yes, come join us for that as we continue more of the adventures. That being said, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you next time for Anime Church. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
Now, we're going to get out of here and have a good cry so that we can do the manhwa in the best condition possible. Everybody needs a good cry.
Yes.
Especially a happy cry.
Happy tears.
Happy
Because our
tears.
alligator found his turtle.
When a gator finds a turtle.
Turtle.
Yeah. All right, bye. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.